Hello and welcome to today's English lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps, and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. Excellent. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And then go down to touch your toes. And then back up high one more time. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave side to side. And then back down to touch your toes once more. Let's stand up and let's shake it out, guys. Arms and legs, shake it out. Shake it out. Now we can do some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Excellent. And then we can do 5 stretches to our right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. And then we'll do 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant, guys. And now, take our right hand and find our left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. And to finish, guys, we will do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. So welcome to today's English lesson. And what we're going to be doing in today's lesson is reviewing some of the sections that we've been learning about recently. So today's lesson is going to be a review lesson. So let's write that word on the board first, guys. Review. R-E-V-I-E-W. All together, guys. Review. Yes. Now, one of the things that we were learning about when we were talking in English was different types of sports. Now, what type of sports does anybody remember? What vocabulary can you remember? Sports. Okay, that's an excellent sport. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go around the room and ask each of my students to remember a different sport that they've learned about in English class recently. So, Bangpon, can you remember a word? What type of sport can you remember learning about in English? Football, okay. And how do we spell football, guys? F-O-O-T-B-A-L-L. So that's a good start, football. And how about lacrosse? Handball, yes. We've got football, we play with our foot, and then handball. H-A-N-D-B-A-L-L. Handball. Proud. Volleyball. So you see what we're coming up with are sports that all end with the word ball. Volleyball is another one that ends all. And down. Table tennis. Okay. So table tennis, we use a ball, but table tennis doesn't have ball in the name. Table, T-A-B-L-E, and then tennis, T-E-N-N-I-S. So we can say table tennis or even just tennis. Does anybody remember the different name for table tennis? Ping pong. Well done. So Chu, how about you? Basketball. Okay, so we've got basketball. B-A-S-K-E-T, and then ball. Nadia. Badminton. Okay, badminton too. B-A-D-M-I-N-T-O-N. Pat? Swimming. Okay, swimming is a very good sport, very healthy sport. Pakbong? Cycling, yes. That's one of my favorite sports, cycling. I like to ride my bicycle a lot. And net? Golf. Okay. Can you play golf, Net? Do you like to play golf? Yes, okay. So all together, guys, we've come up with 9 different sports that we learnt about in English class recently. Football. Football. Handball. Handball. Volleyball. Volleyball. Table tennis. Table tennis. Or ping pong. Ping pong. Basketball. Basketball. Badminton. Swimming. Cycling. And golf. All different types of sports. So well done, guys. That was very well remembered. And in previous English classes recently, we've been doing a lot of work with the present perfect tense. We were learning how to give positive and negative statements in the present perfect tense. And then we also learned how to ask questions. So in this review lesson today, the PowerPoint presentation is going to be a refresher exercise of how to give positive and negative statements and also ask questions in the present perfect tense. So let's all turn to look at the TV screen, guys, for our PowerPoint presentation. So let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation, present perfect tense review. We use the present perfect tense to talk about past actions that are still true. Yes, so actions that have taken place in the past, but they're still true up to the present moment. We use the words have or has and the past participle of verb words. Yes, So you can see here that the past participle of eat, eaten. Yes, so we can say, I have eaten. Or if it's he, we don't say he have, we have to say, he has eaten. And then the thing he has eaten, an apple. So let's take a look at some positive statements. I have read a book. Yes, if we talk about ourselves, I have. You have gone to school. We have played sports. So you see, every time the past participle of the verb word, play plus ed, played. They have finished their work. Yes, you can see them there all relaxing. So they finished their work already. She has watched a movie. And you can see there at the cinema with the popcorn and the sunglasses. He has listened to music. And then if we talk about animals, we don't say he or she, we use the pronoun it. It has drunk milk. And what animal can you see there? A cat. And you can see the cat has drunk milk. We don't use it with people, only use it with animals or objects. John has walked to the shop. Yes. For negative sentences, we place the word not before the verb word. Okay, so if we want to change the positive statement into the negative, we use the word not. Let's look at some examples. I have not read a book. You see? Just by adding one word, not, it changes from a positive, I have read a book, to the negative, I have not read a book. You have not gone to school. Yes, today is a holiday. The kids are playing in the park, not gone to school. We have not played sports. They have not finished their work. You can see they're still working in class. She has not listened to music. He has not watched a movie. It has not drunk milk. What animal can we see in the picture now? A dog. Yes. Is it drinking milk? No. What's it doing? Yes, sleeping. So it has not drunk milk. John has not walked to the shop. Yes. If we know the name of the person, we can just use their name. Don't have to use he or she, just the person's name. And if you want to make the sentence or the statement even shorter, you can use contractions. If we take the word has not and squeeze them together, we can say the phrase hasn't. And if we take the words have not and squeeze them together, we have the contraction haven't. So has not, hasn't. Have not, haven't. Yes. Finally, let's practice the question phrases. To ask questions in the past perfect tense, have or has is spoken first. All we need to do is change the words have and has and put them in front of the subjects. For example, have you gone to school? You see, have becomes the first word, and at the end of our question, what do we always need? Question mark. If we write a question in English, always end it with the question mark. Have I read a book? Have we played sports? Have they finished their homework? Has she watched a movie? So see how the structure always stays the same for the question have or has, then the subject, she, and the past participle of the verb watched, followed by the activity, a movie. Has he listened to music? Has it drunk milk? Yes. And finally, has John walked to the shop? So try to get used to the structure, because the structure of the positive, negative, and questions never change. If you get used to the structure, you'll know how to speak correctly. Any questions, guys? Okay, very well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation where they had a reminder of how to use sentences that are positive and negative, and also how to ask questions in the present perfect tense. And like I said earlier, really important to get used to the structure of the different statements, because if you know the structure, it's easier to speak correctly all the time. But for now, guys, it's time for our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And for this sequence, we can have a game of teacher says. So listen carefully. If teacher says, we can do. If teacher doesn't say, we won't do. Okay? So teacher says, hands in the air. Hands down. Teacher says, hands down. Teacher says, hands on shoulders. Teacher says, hands on head. Touch your knees. Okay, teacher says, touch your knees. Teacher says, stand up straight. Teacher says, jogging on the spot. Teacher says, arms in the air. Teacher says, wave your arms side to side. Teacher says, wave your arms forwards and backwards. Teacher says, turn around. Teacher says, back the other way. And stop. Teacher says, stop. Teacher says, stand on one leg. Arms by your sides. Teacher says, arms by your sides. Stand on one leg. Teacher says, touch your nose. Teacher says, hands on head. Teacher says, hop. Stop. Teacher says, stop. Okay. Teacher says, stand straight. Arms by your sides. And teacher says, into a ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Teacher says, jump. Excellent, guys. And teacher says, please sit down. And now it's time for our flashcard exercise, where our students are going to refresh how to use the question phrase. Remember, guys, have you ever? Yes, have you ever is another present perfect phrase that we use to ask about things that we may or may not have done before. Like, for example, I might say, have you ever gone to school? And the positive response would be, yes, I have gone to school. But if I ask about something that we haven't done yet, for example, have you ever gone to space? And nobody's been to space yet, not in our classroom anyway. We would say, no, I have not gone to space. So what we're going to do is have our students practice how to respond to the have you ever question. But first of all, let's write the structure on the board. So the question, guys, have you ever, H-A-V-E, and then you, Y-O-U. We use the subject pronoun you because we're always talking to somebody else. So have you ever, and then the activity that we want to ask about. Excellent, Macau. I was just about to ask, and then at the end, what do we need? Perfect. Have you ever, the activity, question mark. And the positive response, so response number one, if it's something that we have done before, we say, yes, I have, and then the activity that was asked about. But if it's something that we have never done before, we don't say yes. What do we say?
No, I have not.
Excellent, guys. Well remembered. No, I have not. Or if we want to, who remembers in the PowerPoint presentation, if we squeeze have not together, what do we get? Haven't. H-A-V-E-N''T, have not, we could say haven't. And then the activity phrase. So teachers, what you'll need to do for this exercise is print out the flash sheets and cut all of the activities into different flashcards. We're going to invite our students to come forward and choose an activity. Then what I'm going to do, based on the activity our students have chosen, I will ask the question, have you ever? And then our students will need to respond with either the positive or the negative response based upon their own experiences. Okay, guys? So let's see who can go first today. It's flashcards all cut into different activities and placed into a bowl or tray. And the first student I would like to come forward is Nadia. Come and join me at the front of class, please. And Nadia gets first choice. Okay, so Nadia, first choice at the activity. And can you show it to your friends? What activity can we see, guys? Rode a bicycle. Because remember, we're asking about previous things. So we need to use the past participle of the tense. So Nadia, have you ever rode a bicycle? Yes, I have rode a bicycle. Nadia has rode a bicycle before, so she has given the correct response. One more time. Have you ever rode a bicycle?
Yes,
I have rode a bicycle. Nadia, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Nadia, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the video and do the same activity with your own students in your own class. And remember to choose a different student to pick a different flashcard every time. Have the student practice saying, and then everybody can practice speaking together. And we're going to carry on playing here. So next student with the next flashcards will be Chu. Come and join me at the front of class. Show it to your friends. Okay, so time for Chu's flashcard. And what does Chu's flashcard say? Spoken Chinese. So Chu, have you ever spoken Chinese? Have you ever spoken Chinese? No. Okay, so you will say, no, have not spoken Chinese. You see, Chinese language is not a language you can speak. So one more time, have you ever spoken Chinese?
No.
I have not spoken Chinese. You see, always the same structure. No, I have not, and then the activity. Chu, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Chu, please, guys. Okay, and we'll carry on playing with some more students. The next student I would like to ask to come forward is Lakao. So Lakao, come and join me at the front of class. And please choose a flashcard and show it to your friends. Okay, so what does Lakao's flashcard say? Played the guitar. Okay, so let's find out. Lakao, have you ever played the guitar? Yes, I have played the guitar. Okay, guys, so now we can all give the answer together. Ready? Have you ever played the guitar? Yes, I have played the guitar. Lakao, very good. High five and a big round of applause for Lakao, please, guys. And now the next student to go will be Net. So Net, come and join me at the front of class and choose a flashcard for your friends. Okay, so Net, show the flashcard to your friends. What does Net's flashcard say? Flew to the moon. So let's see if Net has ever flew to the moon. Net, have you ever flew to the moon? Flew to the moon. So you see, Net has never been to the moon. So we say, no, I have not flew to the moon. Okay, so one more time, Net. Have you ever flew to the moon? And you will say, have not flew to the moon. Excellent, Net. High five and a big round of applause for Net, please, guys. Okay, so now let's see who can go. So now I would like to ask Prel to come and join me at the front of class, please. Prel's turn to choose a flashcard. Okay, and show it to your friends. Read a book. I think we know the answer to this one, but let's ask Prel anyway. Prel, have you ever read a book?
Yes, I have read a book.
Perfect. I think everybody in this room has read a book before, so we can all say together, guys, have you ever read a book? And the positive response, yes, I have read a book. Prel, very well done. High five and a big round of applause for Prel, please, guys. And now I would like to ask Bangpon to come and join me at the front of class and choose your flashcard and show it to your friends. So what does Bangpon's flashcard say? What activity? Visited England. So my home country, England. Let's find out if Bangpon has ever visited. Bangpon, have you ever visited England? Yes? I have visited England. Okay, so now we can say it all together one more time. Have you ever visited England? And the positive response, because Bang Bun says he's been before, yes, I have visited England. Excellent, Bang Bun. High five and a big round of applause for Bang Bun, please, guys. But now, final question is for everybody, okay? So let's see if they can do it properly. Guys, have you ever spoken English? And the answer everybody must give is, yes, I have spoken English. Because everybody now is learning how to speak English. That was excellent, guys. Very well done. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, make sure every student in your class gets their own worksheet. And the worksheet lesson today is having our students practice the use of the modal verbs. The modal verbs that we learned about in recent lessons, remember guys, could or couldn't, which are the past tense forms of can and can't. And also the modal verbs for things that are good for us, should, and things that are bad for us, shouldn't. So there are two parts to the worksheet activity. First of all, our students have to answer the questions based on their abilities with either could or couldn't, and then use the modal verb should to describe 3 activities that are good for us, and the modal verb shouldn't to describe 3 activities that are bad for us. But what's the first thing to do, guys? Write your names on top. And give our students around 15 minutes for this activity and just help them with anything they need. So Ned, this one's for you. You're welcome. Pat, for you. You're welcome. Nadia, for you. You're welcome. Chu, for you. You're welcome. Down, for you. You're welcome. Plow, for you. You're welcome. Lakau, for you. You're welcome. And Bangpon. So names on top first, guys, and then remember the use of the modal verbs correctly. Could, to describe the past tense form of can, and couldn't, to provide the past tense form of can't. So if you can do something, we write could for the past tense, and if we can't do something, we write couldn't for the past tense. And then later, should or shouldn't, to describe things that are good for us. So the first activity, watch television yesterday. Who could watch television yesterday and who couldn't? Okay, so remember, could is the past tense form of can. Or couldn't is the past tense form of can't. Could and couldn't, modal verbs. And then later, when we want to talk about activities that are good for us, we use the word should. Like, you should brush your teeth. But for activities that are bad for us, we use the modal verb shouldn't. For example, you shouldn't eat too much sugar. Should are things that are good for us, and shouldn't are things that are bad for us. And all of these words are the type of vocabulary known as modal verbs. Could, couldn't, should, shouldn't. So what do you think? I could watch television yesterday. Very good. How about should? What things should we do? I should ride my bike. Excellent. Riding a bike is good exercise. R-I-D-E. So not roads, we're not looking at the past tense because you're talking about future activities. Ride my bike. Very good. And bike or bicycle. B-I-C-Y-C-L-E. And what comes at the end of a sentence? Full stop. Play a musical instrument. Or the final one. Do my homework. Can you do your homework, Nadia? So you can say, I could. I could do my homework all by myself. Nobody had to help. And then, should or shouldn't. We use should for the things that are good for us, like I should ride my bicycle, or I should brush my teeth. And for things that are bad for us, shouldn't. I shouldn't drink too many sugary drinks. I shouldn't smoke. They are bad for us, so we should not do them. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they had to demonstrate their understanding and the correct use of the modal verbs could and couldn't, should and shouldn't that we've learned in previous lessons. And my students here all did an excellent job. So very well done, guys. That was great. So that brings us to the end of today's review lesson, which gave us a refresher of the different types of sports we've learned, how to give correct statements in the present perfect tense, also how to ask the question, have you ever, with the right responses and correct use of our modal verbs. So very well done, guys. A lot of work that we've got through in this review lesson. And we'll see you again soon for the next lesson. So can we turn to wave and say goodbye? Goodbye. See you again soon.